Hello my friends, Asoka the Geek here, and for this review we're going to take a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Dark Flash action figure. This figure has been out for quite some time. I just didn't get around to reviewing it yet, and honestly I am a big fan of this era of the Flash and this character specifically. I was reading the Flash when the story occurred, and it was a fun time because you didn't know who the Dark Flash was. Wally West disappeared, something happened to Wally, this guy appears, and for a little bit in the comics, he reveals his identity to a few characters, but not to the reader for a little bit. And yeah, I really like where it went. I love the suit. I love the image here. This is from the first issue. There was a really cool logo as well for the Flash when this came out, and I love that logo. And yeah, so I'm a fan of this character, and hopefully a fan of this figure. So yeah, without further ado, let's get this guy out of the package and let's take a closer look. Alright, so here's the figure outside of the packaging. There is the trading card, again recreating the first issue that featured the Dark Flash. Excuse me. There's the data file on the back there, and there's that. Then it does come with these little, of course, Speed Force energy things that you can attach. I never attach them though, so there you go. And then there is the figure itself. So, you know, when I look at this figure, I think of the Dark Flash, as we're calling it here. And it reminds me of what I saw in the comics. So for me, it's a success. Some of the lightning is a little, the paint job isn't the best there. You can see the end of the lightning bolt there. Then on the back, also kind of gets a little jaggedy, a little jinky. But no, it doesn't really bother me too much. You know, we can blame it on the folds of the costume. So we'll go with that, right? I like the color of it, the more burgundy look to it. You can see the boot there. Obviously, this is a reuse, so you can see the kind of the boot line there for another figure. But still, I'm very happy with this figure. I never thought we would get this figure in any form, really, because this is a very deep cut, you know, Flash from a very specific storyline. I don't think he ever reappeared after the initial story that he was in. So yeah, I'm very happy that they made this Flash figure, especially since it's a storyline that I quite enjoyed. But yeah, there you go. Good range of motion there. I like the head sculpt quite a bit. The wingtips is what we're calling it there. Hopefully I don't drop this and break him, which I do every now and then. But yeah, you can make some good Flash poses with him, some good running poses. Yeah, so I am very happy with the Dark Flash. To me, this works. It looks like the Dark Flash, and yeah, there he is. Let's see how he compares to a few other McFarlane figures. Alright, so on the left, the Dark Flash. In the middle, AtG&x. And on the very right, Wally West. And man, Jay is really big. I never realized how big of a figure he is. I don't recall him being that big in the comics. Definitely not that big with the Dark Flash, if memory serves. So there you go. So he's yeah, Jay's a lot bigger, but he does scale very nicely though with Wally West, I think. So you know, those look pretty good together. Yeah, so there you go. And let's do one more comparison. Let's get the Hush Batman, just so you can see how he looks next to Hush Batman. My go-to for all my comparisons, pretty much, because I love this figure. And if I can get him, there he is. So there he is next to Hush Batman. So there you go. There's your look at the Dark Flash. What do you guys think in the comments below? I'm a fan of this figure, again, for the reasons I mentioned. You know, the paint app could have been a little bit better there. So I'm looking at it, but overall it's going to look awesome on the shelf next to the other Flash action figures. But there he is. There's your look at the Dark Flash. Thanks so much for watching as always. Appreciate your time and have a great day.